Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to another edition of Coldborough Farm. Alright, this is not really another edition, but anyways, some people asked me if I would play on the Coldborough Farm right here, so here we are. I haven't changed any of the in-game equipment, I just kept all the equipment you start off with, so we're starting off with all the stuff you start off with. I did sell a couple things, only because I didn't want to use the in-game weights, so I wanted to use the OEB weights. So this is a British map. So Coldborough Farm is a real working arable farm in Herefordshire, around 250 to 300 acres. It is situated about 5 miles outside the picturesque market town of Robson. The farm has stunning scenic views, which I have tried to replicate in-game. This map works best with small to medium machinery. There are two farms. The first, Coldborough Farm, is an arable farming for grain storage, is located here, where I guess we are. The second, Chantry Farm, is the livestock farm. There are bale and straw points there. Both farms, you have 18 fields to grow crops in, 2 forests, and several grass fields. Seed and fertilizer refill points are located throughout the map. I think throughout is supposed to be one word. I grew up on this farm, and I had the pleasure of working on it for many years. I have wanted to make a version of it for Farming Simulator for a long time, and I've tried to make it as close as the real thing as possible. Cool, nice. So far I've just been just hung out here a little bit. It's pretty slick so far. So this is what it looks like. It is a very nice farm. I just kept all the same in-game equipment. So this is not going to replace the Agrofrost map. I have already replaced that with something else, as I'm sure you will be aware by this point in time. However, I'm just going to throw this one in. I think maybe I might do a rotation of 3 different maps, so like a European, a British, and American map, something like that. Just so we hit all our bases, basically, because I haven't played very many British maps, and this map looks really slick. Although it kind of reminds me of a bit of an American map, just because how big it is, but not in the sense that if you look at the way the hills and everything. Wow, look at that! That's gorgeous. If you look at just the way the hills and the fields roll a little bit, that's not typical of a lot of American maps. There are some, but not all of them. So. At least, let's say that maps for Farming Simulator 2015 aren't like that. They tend to be flat. What is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be manure, I suppose? I guess so. Anyway, so this is the Coldborough map. Pretty good, nice looking map, actually. We actually own all the fields already, and they did a nice little job of just demonstrating where everything is and what you do everything. So that's a really nice little feature there. So Chantry Field, Blacksmith Field. So each field has its own little name, which is kind of neat, actually. I kind of like it. I think what they did is they put their own little spin on the actual map itself. So I think it's kind of cool. All right, so what do we got here? We got I moved this guy around here, I think for whatever reason, because I wanted to drive around. We have a Steyr, we have a Case Puma, and that's it. And we have the New Holland Combine. So I think what I'm gonna not do is I almost always start with. Let's grab the. I don't think. Let me just double check how much horsepower we actually need for that. I'm not even sure. 70 horsepower, and I think both of our tractors have more than 70. Oh yeah, we're good. Doesn't matter what tractor I take. I just don't know. So here's the that's why I left that guy there. So this is, of course, the dairy farm down here. Actually, I really like this dairy farm. It's really cool. Has a gate you can drive through here, and then if you go over here, I like the way this grass looks too. And if you go over here as well. You have the other gate, and you can go into the grass fields right here, the pasture. So I think this is really neat. I'm actually strangely reminded of, if you guys ever watch The Funky Farmer, for whatever reason, I'm reminded right now of The Funky Farmer and like his setup. I forget what his actual name is, though. Shoot. Oh well, he's The Funky Farmer for now. I'll have to look it up. But anyways, yeah, this is what his farm kind of reminds me of, because he has like gates between each of his pastures and lets his cows out. It's really cool. Very British, very, very British, because that you'd have like a. You don't normally see that in Canada, not to the best of my knowledge, but that's what you see in England. So what I want to start off with is, let's just grab, not this tractor. Actually, maybe I do want to grab this tractor. Let's fire this guy up here. So this is a T6, so it's got 160 horsepower. I just need to figure out where the. Oh, I could have used a Steyr. Where the heck is the cutter? Let's grab the front loader while we're here, because this is the only tractor we have that can use a front loader. Alright, let's grab this. Here we go. And sure, let's grab the forks too while we're at it. Not that we're going to use them right now, but might as well grab them. Where the heck is the... It makes sense that they have everything else to make mixed feed, or to make hay for our cows, but we don't have the... maybe the cutter is here, I just haven't found it yet. Oh, there she be. Who says that? There she be. It's like a pirate. Arr, there she be. Gosh, that's terrible. Alright, so I've never actually used this one before. So we're going to figure out how well this works. Let's fold that guy up. There we go. And I think we can go to field 3. Now, how do we get to field 3? That is the next question. Really nice looking map, though, I have to admit. Is this the way we get to field 3? No. Let's back up here a little bit. Alright, let's go this way. This is a very British map. I don't know how long I'm going to play on. I really wanted to... Some people said to check it out, so I just thought, like, yeah, sure, I'll come check it out. I'm like, whoa, this is a nice looking map. Really gorgeous. I have to admit that. Whoever made this map did a fantastic job on it. It looks really, really nice. Very nice for a British map, and there's a couple little things I really like about it. Because I don't normally play on British maps, I don't know if this is a normal thing or not, but one of the things I really appreciate is the fact that they made these gates non-collidable, but they're still there, which I like. So if you're me and clumsy and you can't drive very well, if you hit the gate, it's not a big deal. So like I can drive through the gate, but they open fairly quickly. And also these hedges aren't collidable as well. Really appreciate that. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to stay out of the cab. I'm going to try to stay out of the cab. Just back up here a little bit. And how fast can we actually go with this? I don't even know. Probably like 20 kilometers an hour, I imagine. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and make a little bit of hay for our cows here, because we can. So I don't know, this just from driving around this map, it looks like a really, really nice looking map. Really, really happy I actually went out of my way to check this one out. I don't normally go to many British maps, but people were like, yeah, check out the Coldborough map, it's really, really nice. So I did, obviously, and here we are. So I'm really happy with the fact that we checked this out. For a British map, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it better than Spring Hill Valley, to be honest with you. Spring Hill Valley just didn't... I didn't enjoy it. Not as much as other maps, let's say. Like, it's a nice looking map, for sure. Don't get me wrong about that. It just... because I'm used to playing on American maps, I felt a little bit claustrophobic. But this map, despite the fact that it is a British map, the streets and everything are wide enough so I don't feel like I'm going to like hit a wall every single time I run into something. Or every time I have to drive somewhere. So as you can see, on the road right here, if you look at this, like, that's a road. It's a bit probably a bit more open than it would be in real life, perhaps. But it's not so bad that you have to worry. It's not so bad that you have to worry about, you know, hitting a wall every time you drive down the street, which is what I kind of felt like a lot. Maybe it would be easier now with the steering wheel. I don't know for sure. I have a feeling it very well might be, but on the same hand, I don't think that it should be limited by the fact that if you have a steering wheel or not, enjoy it. But that's what I kind of felt like a little bit on Spring Hill, just because of the way it was. So see, drive right through it, which is nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and lift that up there. We'll just take a turn around, and now we'll just follow the other way around. But yeah, really nice looking map. Really enjoying this. Just driving around on it. Not even playing on it, just driving around has been nice so far. So I've actually I haven't used these side ones much. Let's. I can't even adjust the. What's my actual speed here? 20 kilometers. Let's take it down to 15 here, just so I don't screw up too much. But yeah, really like the way the map looks. Like, if I could just pan around here and give you an idea of what it looks like. I really appreciate the fact that they put all the animals together and like in a very nice separate areas, which is really cool too. Like, look at that. So they have really nice pastures for the animals. It looks really cool. When I first popped on the map, my very first thought was like, holy cow, that is a lot of grain fields. Like, if you look it up, look right here. Like, look how many grain fields there are, and they're not small either. Like the description said, it is a 250 to 300 acre farm, so that's not a small farm. Not for England, especially. Gonna take a quick pause from a word from our sponsors. Not really. I'm just gonna get a sip of coffee. Alright. Lovely. Gorgeous, strong coffee. I drink my coffee black, and then lately I've been reducing the amount of coffee I've been drinking, but I have been increasing the potency of the coffee, so to speak. So it's been like I've been only having like 2 cups of coffee in the morning, but they've been like, for some people I'm sure they would taste like espresso because they're pretty strong. So I'm sure Caravera 76 would agree with me on this one. Although I know he's like me, he doesn't have a whole crazy amount of time to check out other people's videos, so he's probably not watching, to be honest with you. And that might be because he doesn't have time, might be because he doesn't like British maps or whatever, I don't know. Who knows? Could be anything. I know he just started a series with Farm Reviews there. They just started doing a co-op on Bantikau, which is really cool. I watched the very first episode. There were some funny jokes in there. Let me tell you, I was just like, I like really actually stopped I showed my girlfriend a couple of the jokes, and she was like, "That's terrible." I'm like, "I know, but it's funny." So, but I really thought it was they did a good job. I think everyone's starting on Bantikau, it seems like. It's a really, really nice map. They did a fantastic job on that map. Although I'm starting to enjoy this one a lot too, just by looking around, like driving around here. Like, let me just show you, like, see if I can zoom out a little bit more. Like, it's really, really nice. I love the pastures for the cows. I don't know, that's so cool. It's like I said, it reminds me of the Funky Farmer setup, and that's exactly what he has. So let me just stop the tractor here and hop out. So yeah, that's exactly what he has. He has, if we come out here, he actually has a video on his channel where he has his cows in, like, let's say, in the winter. Well, that's kind of a cool little tank. It's different. Anyways, that's the milk tank apparently. He actually has a video of his cows. Where would his cows be in the winter? Would it be in here, I guess? No, that's the sheep. But it would be something, I guess it would be this right here. Something like this, and he has it in the winter. Anyways, he has a video of his cows where he has them going at, let's say there's a gate right here, and he has a video of his cows after the winter, so in the spring, opening up this gate and letting his cows run through the field. That's what I was reminded of. Very first time I came over to this little area, and I was like, whoa, that's totally cool. Anyways, but yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous little map. Let me just give you a little, let's see if I can give you a top-down view of it here. It's funny, this is like, let's do that, and, oops, am I not hitting the right key? Oh, there we go. I already had it enabled apparently. So let me just give you a top-down view of what this looks like. It's a really, really, really nice looking map. There's actually a mod that will do this exact same feature that I'm doing right now, where you can fly, but I just use console commands instead. Anyways, look at that. Gorgeous. Look, and I love the way they included, like, out there. So we actually only own this field 7 is our last field right there, but the way they've actually made it look is like you own, like, there's the rest out there. Like, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Like, I think that's done with Google Earth, mind you, but like that looks so, so cool, as if it continues, as if you can just keep driving it. Like, it really gives you the sense of, like, expansiveness, I guess is the word that's coming to mind right now. It's a very odd word, but that's what's coming to my mind. But it's just look at that. And if I go over to this right here, so this is the arable farms, or not the arable farm, this is the livestock farm area, but look at that. How cool is that? Gorgeous. Just a very, very lovely looking map. Some people in the comments said that it was a very high-end map in there. It's definitely true. It's definitely a high-end map. So if your PC, well, that's not what I want to do at all. If your PC is not a beefy PC, you might have oops, you might have problems on this map. Let's change this back to false here before I forget about it. There we go. Apparently thinks I can still fly. Watch this. Yep, of course. Oh well, not a big deal. Let's hop back into this tractor right here. But yeah, that just when I saw that, I was just like, wow, that is a really nice looking map. Again, the guy who created this, or the woman who created this, I'm not sure if it's a girl or a guy. I think it's a guy, but I don't want to be sexist. Could be either. Anyways, so they created the map. It's a really, really nice looking map. So did a fantastic job. My hat is off to you, despite the fact that you can't see me doing the hat off action. So anyhow, but yeah, really, really nice looking map. It is just gorgeous. Like, I love the texture with the grass as well. That's a very, I don't know. In my mind, it's a very British styled grass texture, I guess. But I don't know if that's actually what it looks like. But that's only in my imagination. That's exactly what it looks like. So, but yeah, really, really cool. For people who like courseplay, this might not be well. It might be alright, depending on how you set things up. You just have to be careful. Like this field right now, like if I were to set courseplay up right now, I would probably I would make the outline based on the pass I'm on right now, so you wouldn't want it too close to the edge. But it's doable. Let's just take a quick little jump over here and see what's this. So it's got towns, Ross on Y4, but look at that. Telephone booth, love that. It's even got a little playground up here. How cool is that? Yeah, man, just really cool. Houses definitely look like British styled houses. Often I find when you see houses, they're not always like, it'll just be like a British map with like European styled house, like European, I like German styled houses, I guess is what comes to mind. So, do we actually own any sugar beet equipment? I don't think we do. Do we? No. But they give you that. But yeah, it's just all in all a really nice looking map. Gushing over the map again. I've found a couple of really nice maps lately, so really enjoying that. Actually, I saw that Randy recently started on the Great Smoky Mountains map. Actually, Randy, of course, being R.D. Allen. I haven't checked out the first episode yet. I'm so behind on videos. I have only had enough time to make videos. I haven't really watched many videos. I've watched a few, but just haven't been able to sit down and watch a chunk of them. This is due to my schedule. My schedule's been a bit busier lately than normal, so, well, let's say the way my job works, I have busy times and I have down times. Right now is a busy time. Let's just say that. However, on the weekends I do try to check out a few live streams. Like I watch a guy named Matrixus, and he actually just got partnered with Twitch, so he's really pumped about that. He does primarily Minecraft videos, Minecraft streams, but he might start changing it up a little bit. He's the guy I actually found out about when I was watching him. What was it? I learned about Monster Cat, and that's the music I use for my live streams. Although I ran into a problem last time I tried to use it, not from Monster Cat itself, but more on my computer side of things. So, still working on that issue. Luckily, though, for recording, it seems to be all right. But I don't understand why it doesn't like it. It's like I can't play music. I can't have too many channels working at the same time. That's what it kind of seems like. I don't know. Anyhow, I shouldn't dwell on that again. I'm sure I've mentioned that more than once now. But yeah, check out Matrixus on the weekends every now and then. I know Squirrel on Fridays he streams. I check him out from time to time. I often find though he's a I like his voice, and that's for me. Like for a lot of streamers, that's what it really comes down to. Is like their voice. Like if it's a nice voice, do they interact with their clients? I don't know why that came to mind. Talking to too many government employees, I guess. Yeah, so they really interact with the viewers, which is really cool as well. Squirrel does, but it's much more difficult when you have thousands of people watching you. Matrixus is pretty good about interacting. The number of viewers is a bit smaller on his side. Not always, but sometimes. If you catch him early in his streams, usually he interacts a lot. But then as it gets like upwards plus 100, it becomes more difficult. But he's a pretty chill guy. Used to be a DJ back in the day. It's Matrixus, so like Matrix, and then No, what is it? IS matrices? No, Matrixis. I think it is. There we go. But he's a pretty cool guy. He's one of the guys I might email him one of these days and ask him a couple audio related questions, because he's a DJ, and he's actually I actually remember a while back I was asking him some questions about audio equipment and whatnot. Because he's a DJ and knows more than I do. So I just happened to be in a stream. He mentioned a couple things, and I happened to ask him some questions, and he was pretty straightforward, and he answered the questions, which was really cool, actually. What is the microphone? He has if I remember right, an Audio Technica AT2020 with a compressor, with what is it? A mixer board and all that. So he has some fancy equipment because he's a DJ. But I looked up the price of the equipment. Like, it's not like crazy expensive, but it's expensive. If you're going from like a blue snowball like I have right here versus what he's got, like the blue snowball is like $50-$60, and like the microphone he has is like $100 by itself, and then the mixer he has is $100 at least, and then the compressor is like $100 again. So you're looking at like $400 or $500. But he's got pretty solid sound, so I can't slight him for that, not one bit. Even in his description he says something like, it's like, music is very important to me, so oh well. So just got my Farmers Forum yesterday, and really chill. It has some interesting articles in there, actually. One of the articles they had in there was the highest what was it, the highest corn yield for Ontario for 2014 yield was, I think, 260 bushels an acre, I think it was. That wasn't the highest ever, that was just the highest last year, I think, which is pretty awesome in itself. So I don't know, there was another one in there that had like 330, and that was the highest, or 340, something like that. So just read a few articles in it. It's become hard because it's only a relatively small newspaper, and it only comes once a month. After I finish reading it, I just go back to my old habits of eating breakfast at the computer, reading comments. Is what I tend to do a lot. Although it is a bit more interesting with the steering wheel here. I don't move the steering wheel, I just set it up and just leave it. Because whenever I play video games, in the morning, for example, when I wake up, I eat breakfast, and then I record videos, and I go to work, basically. Which is probably insane for some people, asking just themselves, how do you record at 6 o'clock in the morning? I'm way more awake at 6 o'clock in the morning than I ever will be at 8 o'clock. Like, I was watching a movie last night with my girlfriend at 8 o'clock at night, and like I start to yawn, and like my eyes get tired, like I just can't watch, and I can't do very much. Like, staying up late is not in my vocabulary, so to speak, anymore. But anyways, on that note, actually, you know what I get you guys to do? If you guys could do me a quick little favor, it would be fantastic, and I think my girlfriend would find it really kind of awesome. So it was actually my girlfriend's birthday yesterday. So if you could, I'm doing a terrible job here. If you could wish her happy birthday in the comments, I think that'd be super cool if you guys could do that for her. It'll be late already, I know that, and she'll know it, but I think it'd be kind of cool. So if you could, that would be pretty chill. I would really appreciate that. And I think she would get a good kick out of it too. So wish her happy birthday. That would be kind of cool. Anyways, moving on from that. So, well. But, yeah. Going back to YouTube/Twitch. Well, I guess, I don't know. I haven't read very much of the Farmers Forum yet, actually, so I can't really comment on what's going on there. The few articles I did read. Actually, one of the articles I read was kind of interesting. It was talking about neonicotinoids, and neonicotinoids is the government against farmers, basically, because what they've done in Ontario, I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again briefly. What they've done is they're trying to decrease the number of neonicotinoids, which is like an insecticide treatment you put on seeds for soybeans and canola and some other stuff. Primarily soybeans and corn, I believe. Anyhow, what they've tried to do is they've basically said, hey, we want to decrease the usage of neonicotinoids by X number of percent by, X date. And basically what they're doing is saying, farmers, we want you to have less yield, essentially, because using neonicotinoids increases yield by a certain percentage. Not a crazy amount, if my memory serves, but It is a certain amount, so it's and that was the article. I didn't read all of it, but that was with the title, and that's what they're talking about. So kind of crazy when you think about it. I know the Funky Farmer. Going back to him, he actually had. I should probably stop doing this. I get into these things where I just I will just sit there and do it for like a long period of time without even realizing. No, I don't want to fly anymore. There we go. Sheesh. Fine. Maybe it's because oh well. Anyways, we'll run around. But I get into these little modes where I'm just doing something, I'll just keep doing it, and I realize from a viewing perspective, it's not always the most interesting because I'll be just going around. In this case, I'm going around in circles. I have to remember that, but at least I'm outside the cab, I guess. But yeah, that's just a gorgeous map. Really, really, really like it. Like, if you look at like some of the scenes you have, it's just fantastic. Let me just hop into where's the Puma? So this is the shop down here, and let's just take a quick little trek. We'll finish off the video with doing a little bit of a journey around the farm. Kloss. Apparently, this is a Kloss dealer, according to what they're saying here. But as you can see, like look at the space you have in here. It's just gorgeous. Like just enough space. Like signs in English, which is always fantastic. Wood sell point. No logging going on here. Wool sell point. It's kind of tucked in the way there. Tucked out of the way, I should say, not in the way. Just a little tiny bunker here for biogas, which is nice. So if you like biogas, it's kind of an interesting little point. What's this sell point for? Doesn't say. Well, probably doesn't say right there, but that might be something else. Thunk. Oh, I didn't realize that went through there. Sweet. But that is one of the sell points there. Get out of... There we go. Jeez. But yeah, that's one of the sell points right there. I don't think that goes anywhere, does it? Let's find out. I think maybe it'll stop. No, that totally goes somewhere. Sweet. This is what happens when I just like look at the map and not pay attention to where I'm driving. No, it actually doesn't go anywhere. Well, that's a nice dead end there. Let's just take a little turn around here. So thankfully the bushes that cover the roads are non-collidable, so you can do stuff like that. But really, really nice. Like, just love the way the map looks. Like, I don't know. This is what comes to mind. If they really made the map with, how do I say this? With user experience in mind. There we go. Or player experience, how do you want to say it? Because this is like nice and wide here, it's wide enough so you can like, make mistakes and it's still forgiving to a certain extent. What's this? Just another little area. Wow, cool. Okay, nice. I guess that's common in Britain. I don't know. I have never been to Britain, despite the fact that I have family there too. One of these days I'd like to go to Britain. Or England, I should say. I'm strangely reminded of Monty Python. King of the Britons! Anyways. Some of you may know what the heck I'm talking about. Some of you might be like, Ian? What's going on here? Anyway, so here's like a couple of fields. We'll go off to the left here and I'll show you the forest. They did a cool little job in the forest here. This is Hereford. Trees. I want to go towards the trees. Well, we can do it this way. See? That's another advantage of not having... I was going to follow the road the whole way around, but I just wanted to show you the little forest here. So this is Chantry Woods. Like, this is a cool little area, so if you want to come out here with your chainsaw, you can easily do that. But they give you more than enough space to oops, why am I doing that way? More than enough space to cut down a ton of these trees if you wanted to. If you enjoy the logging side of things, it's not my... Oh, it's a floating tree. That's unfortunate. If you enjoy the logging side of things, they gave you more than enough logging space to do that. It's not for me specifically, which is why I don't do it, but if you're into that, they gave you that possibility. Alright, and there is, if you look at where it says T, those are the 2 tree areas. Or timber forests, sorry, they refer to them as. So, they do give you quite a bit of space, quite a bit of area to do that, so. Really, I don't think I can drive through this fence, can I? Oh, no, I didn't think so. Okay. So yeah, quick note, there are some fences you cannot drive through. But yeah, this is all part of that area I was just in before, just from a different perspective. So again, you can drive through the gates, which I like, because it means you don't have to slow down. Or if you do want to slow down, you can. So I'll do that demonstration. So let's approach the gate, and then the trigger will be like, oh look, there's a tractor there, and then it opens for you. So you can wait for it if you want to, or you can just drive through it, depending on how much of a rush you're in. But yeah, I really love the way this map looks. It's a gorgeous looking map. Again, it reminds me of Funky Farmer's Farm. Really cool. There's the sheep, and you actually do start with animals as well. I don't know if you noticed that or not. You start off with 1 chicken, as per usual, 50 sheep and 50 cows, and they actually give you a little bit of straw to start off with. Okay, so that's why they're producing already. Sweet. So yeah, really nice looking area. They do, like, some of the areas do have trees around the fields and whatnot, but yeah, just a really cool looking map. We did do a little bit of farming. We did some mowing of the grass, so we'll see. Like I said, I might do a 3-day rotation now. I might do this farm, so I might do Coldborough Farm. What would it be then? Coldborough Farm, Nebraska until that finishes, and Bantical, I guess, would be the other one. So yeah, I'll do like a 3-day rotation. Let me know if you guys think that's a cool idea or not. Give me some feedback. Always appreciate the feedback. And yeah, that'll be it for this episode, I think. I guess I shouldn't leave the tractor right there, but that'll be it for this episode. I may do a live stream on this map. Who knows? We'll see. Anyways, my name's Iain Robson. It's been Farming Simulator 2015, playing on Coldborough Farm. Catch you. Is that the right way to say it? Cold? It is cold. Okay, not coal. Coldborough Farm. Anyways, catch you guys later. Have a great day.